day. All right, all right. Good morning, good morning. It is 6:32. It is October 15th, mid-October already. Year's flying by, just like life. Life sometimes flies by. So what do you got to do? You got to appreciate what's happening around you. Meanwhile, the Yankees and the Mets won last night. That's pretty cool. But anyway, so here we are. Who would have thunk it, right? 2 years ago, for the last 2 years, everyone said we're going into a recession. And then now we're in the 2-year anniversary of a major bull tape. Thank goodness we watched Trump. Thank goodness we look at the 8-day and 21-day. Thank goodness we look at sequences where money rotates instead of listening to all the idiots on TV. But anyway, with that being said, look at that. Just like that, 585 in the spies. All right. So, at least we had a systematic type move, right? A move where we broke above 565, held here for 2 weeks. What do we call that? We call that digestion. Digesting and prove it might continue. And that's exactly what it did. And then last week we took out 574 to hit 585. And now this morning we're flattish. I think we could use a day of chilling out, after 1, 2, 3, instead of like 5 days of upside. Wouldn't be so bad if we just kind of hang out above, 580, 80, and, just hang here for a little bit, which probably does happen, I would think. The Qs played a little catch up, which was nice. It was nice. Remember, we spoke about the wedge on Wall Street right here, which gave you a nice little entry. And if you put on some mega cap tech or the FANG or whatever it was, you had a nice move here, a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up days. Now I guess you want to see, does it hold above 494.45? 501 to 503 is the next area. Everyone's been ranting and raving about the small caps. Obviously, they've done a whole lot of pretty much nothing except for still in this range. And it gave you a little extra follow through yesterday. So seems as if maybe, this is on its way towards this area. Okay. You do not want to be playing it through this area. You want to be playing it on its way. And there's a little leftover void here for the small caps. I got bigger in the XBI. So I think that there is a good chance that the XBI can be a little bit better. It's not a blockbuster trade, but I'm holding a lot of things. So this is one of them that I'm holding also. You take a look here. The XBI looks pretty good. How many times are you going to be able to fail at this 103? We'll see the next time. At this point, though, you did get another day 2. There's a whole big void here. So again, you don't want to just wait and buy it when it gets there. So anyway, with that being said, the XLF has been friggin' a rock star. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BlackRock. We'll see what happens with Goldman today. Just be a little careful. Like, look at the size of this move. This already broke out. So, Goldman kind of stole from its earnings. Look at that channel that Goldman broke above. A lot of guys made some money in the banks. I haven't been that active in the banks. I'll be honest. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm friggin' taking it to the bank. Anyway, what movie was that? Let's take it to the bank. I think it was Hard to Kill. But anyway, Goldman Sachs has had a big move. So, see what happens here. From here, I would just be careful adding to it now. So anyway, it's interesting how sometimes they'll give you a move prior, and then all of a sudden something will happen, and they'll try and make it feel like you were wrong. So it was funny. So Mr. yesterday, I said to my entire, my entire alpha team this and that. I'm like, wouldn't it be cute if now that Bitcoin finds having follow through, they open up Bitcoin, Mr. and sell it down. And everyone's like, well, what's wrong with Mr.? I'm like, well, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong with it. It just, Mr. made an all-time high while Bitcoin was on its way to 66,000. The high area for Bitcoin is 71 to 73. All Mr. is like a levered ETF to Bitcoin. So, they kind of sold that area, which was cute, which to me, I thought which could create a better opportunity. What's Mr. doing this morning? Mr.'s up 243, so not a whole lot. I was hoping we'd open lower so you could buy Mr. in the hole. But anyway, what's the high now? This is 227. I'd almost guarantee you that this is not the high for the rest of the year. But anyway, it was a nice clean breakout move in anticipation of Bitcoin. If you look at IBIT, it's probably going to use an inside day today. This channel is still really intact. On Friday, I was just, kidding around, being Red Dog. I do a turkey trot every Thanksgiving with Chase. I've been doing it since he's 3. So I was like, we usually run in Bitcoin from now till Thanksgiving. I'm like, so why don't we, come up with a little meme for who's in, because we would do races and I would have a crew of 45 guys, but who's in? And anyway, everyone would be in. So I'm like, who's in? Anyway, if you're in, you're making some money. There's still a whole void here too, but maybe this is a day you get a little inside action. If you look here, let's go IBIT. IBIT is only down 17 cents, which is healthy. Okay, so I would say let this go sideways a little bit, and then when it wants to clear this, perhaps you have a little bit of a nice bull flag continuation. So don't be getting out of your Bitcoin. Just know your motion tier and know what you feel more comfortable sitting in. Anyway, a lot of guys are like, Red Dog, what happened to cores? Oh, what the hell just happened there? Hold on. I'm like, well, cores, like Mr., gave you a move prior. We've been in this thing since like 1040. So yesterday when we came in, I was trimming some up 20 cents so I could buy some back here. I think as long as it holds this 1230 to 1260 area, I think there'll be another move here. So don't, again, it's all about getting in at the right time and massaging the position. Okay, at this point now, what's this doing? So there's, so this is my little crew of stocks for crypto. So this is doing a whole lot of nothing because it already did it. So you have Mr. up a little bit. You have Bitcoin or IBIT down a little bit. Mara was a nice trade from Friday into yesterday. Now maybe this kind of digests, and Square doesn't exactly move with Bitcoin, but it likes when Bitcoin's moving. So this is my little crypto section. I have different sections. I have 6 monitors. So what I do is I keep the level 2s together, and so this way you could trade them as sectors, kind of like the semiconductor sector, just like the FANG, which became a sector, the bank sector. Anyway, so with that said, today could be a digestion day. So don't overtrade, the crypto sector, but also just don't fall asleep on it. I also think the semis today could probably take the day off. There is some news that NVIDIA, that the government is going to limit their chips and AMD chips to other places besides China. But listen, don't get too bearish, because you look where NVIDIA is now and look what happened to it. Okay, I think last time they said they were going to limit AI chips to China. Everyone got, oh my God, if you sold it, how did you do? Not so well. So anyway, I like this. I like the fact that Bitcoin, what's it called? NVIDIA could take a few days off, because I think it rallied too much into the all-time high. So sometimes if you rally too much into an area, you can't get through it because there's not enough power. So this was a great setup right here. When it broke above this 119, there was power there. This was also the downtrend. So now after a trending move, which I've been in, I'm still long NVIDIA. I'm okay with it being down a little bit. I want to get more size. I also sold half my options. I rolled up the 120, the 118s, the 125s, the 132s. Now I have the 137. So I'll sacrifice maybe being down a little bit today, for a little sideways action up here before trying to take that out. So it would be nice if we could hold above one. What is this? The low here is 130, 136.30. So let's put 130. Let's put the right number in here. So 136.30. That's right there. This was 135.80, and the high yesterday was 139.60. So I would think today might not be the day to overtrade NVIDIA, especially if you've been making really good money, and I've been making really good money there. A lot of people from the 630 Club have been making good money there. So we'll see. So maybe if the semis take the day off, who knows? Maybe today will be Apple day. Woo, look at that chart on Apple. Apple, I'm pretty big right now. If we can get above 233, it's looking good. Nice little bull flag continuation. Pattern. I actually bought more this morning, and right now Apple for some reason is up $1.60. I don't know, what news came. I'm also along Microsoft. I don't know why. I'm along, Google. I haven't really focused on these in a while, but I'm like, you know what? It feels like the Qs are getting better. So with oil coming in, it's usually good for tech. You connect the dots, and boom. Let's see what my dogs are saying. What's out there on Apple right now? Is there any news out there on Apple? Scott, I'm your big fan. Oh, thank you guys. BST day every day. That's true. What's up, Todd? Apple. And you named your dog Red Dog? Well, I think you would have made more money if you named it in a video like what's his face. So these are the guys that are talking. I'm not making this stuff up. I don't make anything up. I am in the middle, common sense, bust ass, get up every day, blue collar worker. That's what I am. People think trading is all, glamorous and stuff. No, it's not. I'm up every day, 4:45. I'm looking at what's happening around the world. I'm working on my mind. I'm drinking water. I'm going to my sauna. I'm going to my ice barrel. I'm trying to do everything to train my brain to make the right decisions at the right time and not be a fugazi or a softie. Anyway, I didn't mean to say that, did I? Apple chart looking good, relative strength. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Apple. You named your dog Red Dog. Meta 600. Jets blew it. Jets. You know what? I went to the Jet game, 2 weeks ago, and I became a lot less of a fan. The way they threw the ball the last two times and missed a field goal, and I'm like, you guys are just poorly coached and whatever. I don't want to get into it, but anyway. So with that said, maybe Apple, could hold and go today. So Apple looks pretty good. Remember on Friday, I told you guys about Google. My Google looks like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Kind of drew it out a little bit. I bought some calls on Friday, and so far so good. I'm still in the stock. I trimmed the little calls yesterday. Little left shoulder, little head, right shoulder. There's a whole void here. Microsoft, what a sloppy thing it did yesterday, but that's why we have a tier system. Here was your Red Dog reversal inside range. I bought options also, just like you guys on Friday, and I trimmed a whole bunch into that move. And then on this, pullback, I bought some shares back. So I'm kind of managing it. You got to manage the trade. So, if you look here at my virtual, so this is my virtual trading floor, guys. My virtual trading floor gets to watch me trade, watch me take on, watch me take off, et cetera, et cetera. I do have a variety of things happening. Okay, I have some nuclear type plays. I have some, grid plays. I have some mega cap tech plays. I have some semis on. I have a few little spec things on. I have a little bit of China on. That's what I said you guys have to do. If you've been doing this for 30 plus years like me, you have to treat yourself like a little PM. What's a PM? A portfolio manager. So this way you take your trading account, you separate it into an active account, a swing account, a box account, an option account for binary events. And when you're trending, you make money while the market is going up. So anyway, and I just actually bought a little Apple, so it says buy, and I had it overnight, so it showed me add to it. Anyway, with that being said, we'll see. But the bottom line is, I started a portfolio approach on September 11th, which or 9/11, which I hate that date, but you have to remember it. It was this outside reversal day, since this started the active sequence to the upside. Because right here, the active bears took the ball back, so I got out of the way. So it's, at some point this might change, and I don't want to get caught sleeping behind the wheel with too many positions. But while they're working, I'm going to massage them. I'm going to use my tier system. So anyway, so yesterday this was a pretty good catch. It's good to have feelers on, and if you do it the right way, you could be engaged. Sometimes I'm like in something that I have a feeler left, and they're like, why are you still in that? I'm like, I just want to know it and be engaged, because when it goes, I want to be there. So if you remember, we were buying this OKLO right here. Okay, bought it pretty big size, got very small, and then on this pullback, I was like in small, and I was accumulating a little bit. And then yesterday, when the news came out that Google is going to, more stuff with nuclear, and I saw the volume coming, I'm like, I better buy the hell out of this. So anyway, I bought more of it. What's it doing this morning? It's only up 46 cents. It was up more than that, but that's a nice trade. You're in it. It clears an area. You get a little follow through. It's a nice trade. You're allowed to have nice trades out there that aren't NVIDIA or aren't, Apple, et cetera, et cetera. Snap is above the 8-day and the 21-day. All right, I haven't looked at that one in a while. I hate Snap. But hey, you know what? You're right. Snap is looking all right. Who just brought that to me? Allie. I like Allie. Allie knows her stuff. Here's a nice move right here. A little bit of a, maybe it's developing a little bull flag. Yeah, it's acting better. It's trying to fill this gap from the last earning. It feels like it always misses on earnings. And now there's a little bit of a gap left here. So if you want to trade this, I wouldn't hyper focus on this, but if you're in as many trades as I'm in, you could have this on and massage it. Kind of like the other day I picked up in software. I picked up Unity software. People are like, Red Dog, it's a laggard play. What do you see there? I'm like, well, I have a portfolio approach, and software got better. Like you saw Snow, you saw some of these. I remember making good money with this back in the day. I'm like, so I'll buy some options. I don't want to really overly focus on it, but if it wants to trend to the upside and some softer wants to get better, that looks decent. I kind of did the same thing when I got involved with Square. Everyone's like, Red Dog, Square doesn't look so great. I'm like, well, I'm kind of anticipating that Bitcoin is going to do well in October. Mister's going nuts. PayPal just had a big move. Let me connect the dots. I started buying options in Square in here, anticipating a move. And then when that happened, I bought the stock and I have the options. And then whenever the virtual trading floor sees me have options on in anticipation of a move, and then I buy the stock and I have both, that means it's in motion. Usually, they get in there also, and it's a good money trade. So anyway, what's my next target here for Square? About 72.30. And then if it wants to go higher, it can. I did the same thing with Dash. Dash was my friend's play. I never really traded it. Everyone's like, listen, the institutions are circling. There's a lot more to Dash than people think. This was the August 5th move on earnings. I didn't play it there. Kind of watched it. Bought some options here for it to take out 130. And then on this day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy the stock. And then here, there was some news that the CEO sold a block of stock, but big deal. So does every CEO. He has a gazillion shares of it. And my guy's like, that's not a big deal. So it's good to have color on a situation. We bought more of it. And instead of puking it out, we added to it, and then it went. And we made really good money. And now we just did it again. 2 sets of options on, hit 150, milk a sequence that you get to know, and you're in there at the right time. You use your tiers at the right time. You get that nice trade, and then you manage the trade. So at this point, if you look at Dash, I would think you go to the weekly chart, you could see a little bit more visibility. Looks like it has room to 175-ish. This is one of the new issues that came out, if you remember, during right after 2021, right when who started to buy everything on the way down and then left the stock market because he got crushed and had no process. I'm not going to talk about him. But anyway, he likes to glorify gambling, which gambling is not good for the youth of America. But anyway, this is what you have left over here. It's still been a great trade. Will Meta take out 600? Let's go to Meta. Meta, I've traded it a bunch of times. It really hasn't been my hyper focus, even though it is one of the best Mag 7s. It tried yesterday, couldn't do it. If you added to it, if you bought verse 581, you were in good shape. If you added yesterday, you're like, uh-oh, what do I do now? So let's look at where's Meta this morning. Meta is, down 42 cents. I don't know. It did not lead this move to highs. Meta has led the market a bunch of times. So not saying it's the end of the world, but I'm just being a little bit more careful with Meta. Last year, a lot of us got caught in some weird trade in Meta where it looked awesome and then fell out of bed on no news. We all bought it. It went further down, and it was like a 6-figure bad trade. Dimitra said, Scott, I'm a big fan. I wrote a song about trading and friendship. All right. You can send that to me, Scott at T3Live.com. Scott at T3live.com. I'd like to see that. Anyway, so Tesla, I will look at Tesla today. Okay. I do think that the fast money left. A lot of people lost. I lost money in a call spread. I would kind of think that this 214 area holds. And if it can get above and stay above 223, I will trade it for a gap trade. But I need to see volume. I need to see relative strength. I need a signal. I'm not just guessing it's going to happen, because if it doesn't fill this in the next few days and breaks this, it's in trouble. I have a feeling, though, it's going to do it. It's only down 50 cents. And I think that this can go red to green, and maybe we get this trade today. I will be watching this. This is on my radar. This moved up my list of maybes. Okay. You have to have a certain amount of real estate in your trading plan, and this one is there. Okay. It held the 200-day. It's not leading. It's not special, but there is a setup. You have to know the difference between a decent setup and when you could be massaging something and sitting in something. Qualcomm. Yes, I did buy Qualcomm yesterday. I acted pretty fast there. Look at that day one in Qualcomm. So Qualcomm has been out of play. News came out like around 11:30 about the chip, and it sounded really bullish. And I was like, let me buy some options. I bought some options, and we made really good money. That's what I call go time. Everyone's like, Red Dog, why do you go in the ice barrel every single day for 2.5 years? I'm like, it makes my body feel good. It's my good rinse and repeat. But I like it when it's really cold. It's getting cold out now, because as we get older, there's only so many things you could do to train your brain for go time. It's not like I'm wrestling right now. Unfortunately, my back hurts. I can't do an Ironman, so I'm not like go time in a 2.4-mile swim or 112-mile bike ride. So with the ice barrel, it's like, all right, I just was in the sauna. I just sweat out about 3 pounds of water. Now it's ice barrel time. Go time. You walk outside, it's a little cold, like, you grab it and get in there and go. So same way like yesterday, when Qualcomm came out with the news and I looked at the chart, I'm like, it's go time. Buy some options. Maybe you could stick with some stock, for a new sequence. And traders need to train their brain so they can execute. It might not be going in an ice barrel for you. It might be something else. I don't know what else. Maybe your go time is, playing checkers or chess or having, relations with your wife, or for Marco. I don't know. What do you do in sunny Spain, Marco, for go time? Anyway, you got to train your brain for go time, because otherwise, even if you're in a name and you're like, this doesn't act well, it doesn't feel right, the market's going up, it's not doing anything, your brain has to say, hey, maybe I have to stop this out because it's changed. So with that being said, Qualcomm woke up yesterday. We'll see if this starts, a new active sequence. CELH. Yes, I bought options on this. Why did I buy options on this? Because this was a leader. Okay, look at this double top. You had your first move up. Okay, a little bit of a gap, right? They kind of protected the gap here. So I'm like, you know what? I see a lot of the kids drinking this. I see this everywhere. It's been a broken name. I'm not exactly in the stock yet, but I'll buy some options. So I do have a portfolio approach on. So what did I buy? I bought yesterday, first time. I missed the first part, the 35.50 October 25s. So I figured, hey, if it gets above 35-ish, maybe there's some room here for a broken trade. This is not proven that, a lot of people tried this broken trade and it's been trending low. For the first time, it's above the 8-day. It held it. So maybe there's a move to the upside. Yeah, I don't care about it. SMCI is like just a pain in the ass name. I have nothing. I don't need to do anything with that. GME. Anyway, you want to laugh? So I did buy a little GME yesterday, just for shits and giggles. If I wasn't in a portfolio approach, I wouldn't have. So I did buy a little bit of options. There is some talk like Red Dog. This thing has done so many at the money offerings. It's sitting on $6 billion. They don't even have a business anymore. And then some are thinking that he's going to do what Mr. did and start buying Bitcoin and become like an incubator. But that's speculation. So I was like, you know what? We're coming to the tail end of a move. Sometimes they come for the crap. And this is as crappy as you can make it. So maybe there's a trade here. It's not an over focus. I'm not trading GME all day long. I just bought a little options and I bought some stock and it's tight here. So I put a what's it called? A stop in, and we'll see how that goes. Scott need to work on stretching, pal, so you can get the back running. It's true. I've been stretching. I go to a sports chiropractor. His name is Todd from All Pro Health. You should look him up. And I do the arc wave. I do stretch. But I had back surgery in 2017 after doing 10 marathons and 2 Ironman and this and that. And my actual lower back hurts a little bit, and I'm feeling a little numb in the left leg. So I've been doing stretching. But I'm getting old. And anyway, so with that said, I got to get this off of here. What else you want to look at, Scott? You want to look at, I don't really love Amazon. But, maybe Amazon wants to hold above 185 and go again. Some guys bought it at 183.50. Amazon, to me, it just has been a pain. Lately, I don't need pains in my life. I don't need painful stocks. I don't need painful people. I don't need painful politics. I just want to be able to do my thing, have a great community, have people around me that add value. That's what the Alpha team does and Redler All Access, and even you guys, not even you guys, but the 630 Club. And at this point, I have a feeling, the SPYs could be a bit of an inside day today. It wouldn't be the end of the world. When you have an inside day in the indices, it's good to see where the relative strength, relative weakness is. I think you have an inside day in the SPYs. You'll probably have some kind of inside day in the IBT. Hopefully you bought a lot on Friday and you sold some, so you're not so, sitting out of your seat in a consolidation. DJT, what a move. I missed it. But, some people caught it. I remember buying DJT here, and I get out of it early. What's it doing this morning? DJT. Wow, up another 260. That's quite the move. Would I be chasing it now? No. But again, just because you're not in something doesn't mean it's a short. It goes for a lot of different things. All right, guys, good luck today. I got to jump.